Flavius Joseph, the famous Jewish historian, recorded a legend that sprung up about the temple at the period of its destruction. While the temple was on fire and there was tremendous looting, killing, and rape, many Jews then rushed to the temple to die rather than become Roman slaves. When the flames leaped through the roof and the smoke rose in thick columns, one of the priests climbed to the top of the main tower. He had in his hand the keys to the sanctuary. When he reached the top of the main tower, he cried out, "If you, Lord, no longer judge us to be worthy to administer your house, take back the key until you deem us worthy again." As the legend goes, a hand appeared from heaven and took the key from the priest. The priest realized that he and his fellow priests had failed in their responsibility. He realized that this destruction was the outcome of inner power conflicts and practice of futile rubrics and offerings. This destruction of the temple was a natural consequence of the desecration of the temple presided over by the priestly hierarchy at the time of Jesus. In John, the temple scene makes a claim for Jesus' authority at the beginning of his ministry. He claims his authority ultimately based in his identity as God's Son. Jesus practices his piety by going to the Jerusalem temple for Passover. Jesus focuses not on the temple premises bustling with religious activities, but on the activity of selling. He drove out the sheep and cattle. He poured out the coins and overturned the table. He is to a halt. He demonstrated thus that he is the sole authority in controlling the temple's economic apparatus. He calls out the temple as my Father's house. This provides the clue for understanding the source of Jesus' authority. The seal for your house devours me, and the insults of those who insult you fall on me. Psalm 69:9. They asked Jesus to validate his authority. They were expecting that, like Moses and Aaron, he would validate his authority. Jesus answered and said unto them, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." This was leading them to a misunderstanding. Jesus was not speaking of the temple at all, but of his body. The implicit challenge for churches today is to follow suit and structure their own economic activity in ways that reveal the divine to the world. When others look at how Christian institutions gain and use their economic resources, what picture do they get of the God worshipped in their particular churches? Today, unfortunately, some of the Christian churches and religious groups belonging to other religions are scandalizing the believers due to their irresponsible handling of finances. Frauds are committed by religious leaders intentionally or unintentionally. It can often be attributed to no internal audit being put in place, maybe due to a lack of knowledge or means of correct monetary control. Religious institutions can often receive large sums of money from beneficiaries that are conducted in an unregulated environment without utilizing due diligence measures, again taken as an accepted donation without question of its origin. Much of the fraud that occurs in churches, for instance, is conducted in very small sums that can go undetected. The priests of the present day should be willing to return the keys of the temple to heaven to let God begin the celebration of the Spirit and truth, joy and peace in the inner sanctuary of every human being in this world.